Humanoid robots have reached a stage where they present an ethical and economic dilemma for millions of workers globally. I remember very well when I was little that during the summer months we used to work in the local plumbing shop as a summer job, both in assembly, which is basically the classic assembly line, and in the warehouse. And I remember very well the workflow. The people who take the faucet packaging always put them back in the same way to obviously optimize the number of pieces inside the box and the pallet is made, etc., etc. A few days ago I was impressed when I found myself analyzing humanoid robots. That is, robots with human-like appearances and their impact on work and companies, with my technical background enabling me to understand the technology in detail, its direction, and the potential it holds for the future of various industries, and its limits. On one hand, I got scared. On the other hand, it is clear that there is excitement when a new technology finally enters the market and is ready to improve our lives. This time, while analyzing, I was concerned about the impact this technology will have on many people who perform similar jobs. It is not a coincidence that they take the form of a human being precisely because they are designed and developed to act in a world that is tailored to human beings. And therefore the expectation is that a humanoid robot can perform at its best for the world we have designed and for the world we live in. In short, the whole world around us, the tools we use, the machines we use are designed to fit the human being, and this is why humanoid robot technology can have so much value. The development of humanoid robots has been going on for many years. And it is a very complex research field because the dynamics of human movement are complex, the dynamics of touch are complex, human vision is very complex. There are many elements that make the problem extremely difficult, so much so that the robots we have seen on the market so far are robots that perform a particular task. They are not humanoid robots, they do not have a human form. They have the form of a robotic arm, for example, rather than other forms that are perfect for performing a specific task very well, but that prevent generalization to a wide range of tasks, but above all to the operation in a complex work environment like the one in which a human being typically operates. And this has made it possible thus far to preserve numerous jobs in factories located all around the world. Now though, we've come to a point where humanoid robots are one step from entering the market, being commercialized and being implemented on a large scale in factories worldwide. And this scares me, and it should scare us, because while it is true that this technology will bring new efficiency to the world we live in, it is also true that this efficiency will come at the expense of the millions of workers who currently find their jobs in warehouses, logistics, and the assembly lines of millions of factories worldwide. But we cannot pretend that nothing is happening, because it is evident that this type of technology is attractive to companies because it is a humanoid robot that can operate in the same environment with the same tools and equipment provided to a human worker at a cost of 30,000 euros per year. It is clear that it becomes extremely competitive, accessing a standardization of work and a repeatability of work that is completely different. If we then understand that probably the purchase cost of the robot will decrease over time, we understand that at some point this type of offer will become totally irresistible on the market. How close are we to implementing humanoid robots in factories globally? First experiments already underway in everyday life at present. I believe that the most visionary companies will already start testing the technology in 2024, adopting it and trying to somehow customize it for their industrial environment. In 2025, I expect a second wave that affects early-stage companies. I expect that by 2026, factories worldwide will start to realize that if they don't hurry to adopt this technology, they risk falling behind competitors who are probably already doing so. Therefore, between 2026 and 2028, this technology will become disruptive and will be a problem not only ethically but also economically for millions of workers worldwide. What are some phenomena that suggest that the trend of humanoid robots is on the verge of arriving like an avalanche on the market? First of all, there are fairly clear signs, such as the fact that there are at least 10 startups that have raised several tens of millions of dollars and have on their website a humanoid robot that will be on the market as early as 2024. And this obviously is an irrefutable signal. One of the most enabling elements of humanoid robots is precisely the AI that, let's say in 2023, became available thanks to the boom of generative AI. Because for a robot to be able to see, understand, and operate in a human environment, therefore not a specific limited activity, but to operate in an environment that constantly changes, it means resorting to a highly evolved intelligent system. Today, the heart of generative AI, the large language models, these large neural networks powering Gemini, CGPT, and our artificial intelligences, have become the system to orchestrate the behavior of very complex digital agents, which are autonomous agents that operate autonomously in various domains. These autonomous agents can be inserted inside a robot to control its movement, actions, vision, etc., etc., etc. We're at a turning point because the issue of humanoid robotics wasn't just about hardware, it was primarily about software. And we are very close to finding ourselves humanoid robots performing activities in the field of warehouses, logistics, assembly, etc. We are also doing a lot of research and development from this point of view, so I cannot hide my concern for the many jobs that will necessarily need to be requalified because we cannot afford to lose them enough. We need to requalify these people, and therefore the idea of robotics aimed at collaboration between human operator and robotic operator becomes certainly an important point. Today there are many players in the world of humanoid robotics. Even Tesla has entered the development of its humanoid robot, Toyota has its own product, Agility Robotics has its own product, Figure Eye has its own product, along with there being really many, each with different stages of advancement, each that will be able to target different parts of the market, but we are really very close. From now on, there will basically be three catalysts that will accelerate the advent of this technology on the market. On one hand, the open source ecosystem. So what will happen is a phenomenon very similar to what has already happened with 3D printers in the past. The hardware, all the R&D around the hardware will become more and more open source. Organizations worldwide will be able to build on the shoulders of giants and therefore be much more agile and fast in the development of their robotic systems. We are already witnessing the fact that open source initiatives are beginning to emerge, spread, and accelerate the development of humanoid robots. We're starting to build on the foundations of these open source projects. Point 2. Generative AI technology, which is now becoming an easily integrable component in the form of autonomous agents within these robotic systems in order to control their vision, movement, planning, and the execution of complex activities. Point number 3, the birth of specialized companies in the tuning of these humanoid robots in particular industrial contexts and their large-scale implementation. Due to these three phenomena, this trend will accelerate further and soon be in all factories globally.